The Pittsburgh Steelers have scheduled a top 30 draft visit with Washington Huskies quarterback Michael Penix Jr. Now today, I'll go over Penix's scouting report and whether there's any possibility that the black and gold take Penix early in the 2024 NFL draft. But before I go over that today, make sure you go give me a follow on X or Instagram right now if you haven't already, at Jack_Sperry on X or at SPERRY'S on Instagram. I just put out a full first-round NFL mock draft on my Twitter today. So if you want to see who I have the Steelers taking at number 20 overall, you can go check that out right now at Jack_Sperry or at SPERRY'S. And with that, let's get into today's show. We kick off today's show with a report from Brady Henderson, who is an insider for both the Seattle Seahawks and the Washington Huskies, who says news story from the University of Washington's Pro Day where Michael Penix Jr. may have checked off an important box with a strong 40 time. He said he has visits lined up with the Falcons, Raiders, Giants, Steelers, and Broncos. Now, when it comes to drafting Michael Penix Jr., even though that they're going to be bringing him in on a top 30 visit, I wouldn't hold my breath, and I would not count on the Pittsburgh Steelers actually drafting Michael Penix Jr. early in this year's NFL draft, whether that be in round 1, round 2, or even round 3, because I do think Penix is going to be a first-round quarterback, and I just don't really see the Pittsburgh Steelers seeing Penix as somebody that they would take in round 1 with both Russell Wilson and Justin Fields already in-house. Now, I think the only way Michael Penix Jr. even has a chance of becoming a Pittsburgh Steeler is if he falls to number 51 overall in the second round, and the Pittsburgh Steelers believe in his arm talent. They believe in his ability to beat teams from the pocket and his deep ball and all these different things, and they think that he is their long-term option at the quarterback position over Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. And let me tell you this right now, guys. If Michael Penix is the pick in round 2 over potentially a center, an offensive tackle, a corner, all right, if they take Michael Penix Jr. instead of taking something that they really do need on this roster right now, that's big trouble for Justin Fields, all right? He's only on a 1-year contract, and he's kind of like the young, high upside option in the quarterback room right now. So if you're getting another young, kind of, you can say a higher upside guy there in Michael Penix Jr., somebody with a great deep ball, somebody that's a good fit in this Arthur Smith offense, in my opinion, that doesn't spell good things for Justin Fields moving into the future as a Pittsburgh Steeler, and he might just be with the team for 1 year if they end up drafting Michael Penix Jr. So what say you guys? Let me know down there in the comments section. Would you use Pittsburgh's second-round pick on Michael Penix Jr. if he's available at number 51 overall? Type D if you would draft him, or type P if you would pass on him and address another need in the NFL draft. Make sure you guys go down there right now. It's today's pinned comment. YouTube's going to throw you an ad break here in just a couple of seconds. When that happens, take advantage of that time by answering today's pinned question. So listen, man, that take that I just had, that I don't think Penix is going to be a Steeler, has nothing to do with how I feel about him as a prospect. And compared to kind of the general consensus on Penix and, people saying he's a second-round quarterback, maybe late first-round guy, I actually have a solid round 1 grade on Michael Penix Jr. I think that he's a really good player. I think he's one of the best in this class at targeting down the field. And I think his skill set is something that can work in the National Football League in the right system and with the right supporting cast. You can even make an argument right now that he is the second most pro-ready quarterback in this year's draft class. Now, here's my scouting report on Penix, where I really like him, man. He's got good size at 6'3". The arm strength is absolutely for real. He throws absolute laser beams. The deep ball accuracy is well known. And then not only the accuracy and the arm strength, but the ability to see and target down the field. If there's a post route and there's no safety help, Michael Penix Jr. is ripping that thing 50, 60 yards, man. It's just absolutely a marvel to watch. And did he have great weapons there at Washington? Of course. Rome Odunze is going to be a top 10 pick this year. And then Jalen Polk and Jalen McMillan, both of them are probably going to be day 2 picks as well. So we had some incredible weapons to work with, but they don't throw the football. All right, Michael Penix Jr. was giving those guys opportunities, and I really think in a system with good offensive line play, with good weapons, all these different things, he can absolutely thrive. Now, the cons on him, an injury history. He's not much of a playmaker outside of the pocket. And then the throwing mechanics are a bit wonky, which I think turns some people off to him. But at the end of the day, man, Phillip Rivers was in this league for a long time with some of the worst mechanics I've ever seen, and yet he got the job done. So really the metric that you should be looking at is, does Penix get the job done with his arm? And in my opinion, based on what I've seen on his film, he absolutely does. Now, coming up next here on Steelers Talk, 2 free agents have been linked to the Pittsburgh Steelers by Pro Football Focus. And before I get into those 2 names and whether or not I think the Steelers should bag these 2 top free agents, we're going to have a word from our sponsor here at Game Time, which is the fastest and easiest way to buy tickets for all the sports, music, comedy, and theater in your area. Guys, I'm somebody that loves to get last-minute tickets. Or whether it's a concert with my girlfriend Cassie, whether it's an MLB baseball game or an NBA basketball game or anything else, I love using Game Time because I'm somebody that loves to go last minute, go on my Game Time app. I know that they have not only the lowest price guarantee, but also they've got flash deals right before the event, so you get even better ticket prices closer to the event than before. So it's absolutely fantastic. It's a great experience. They have an awesome user interface on their app, which allows you to see your seats before you buy them, so you know exactly what to expect when you arrive at the stadium or the arena. Game Time is the fastest growing ticketing app in the United States for a reason, and is the only ticketing app on the market that gives you complete peace of mind with your purchase. And another great feature, guys, is that the tickets are sent directly to your phone instead of your email, so it's even easier to access your tickets when you buy them. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time today. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS. That's one word, all caps, for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code Chat Sports, one word, all caps, for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. So now let's get into these 2 free agents that Brad Spielberger from Pro Football Focus has linked to the Pittsburgh Steelers, starting with the center, Connor Williams, coming off that really nasty ACL tear that he suffered last year with Miami, but he also was the number 1 graded center in football last year, according to Pro Football Focus grading. This is what Spielberger had to say about the injured center. Williams started his career with the Dallas Cowboys at left guard and blossomed in Miami at center, thriving as a run blocker in Mike McDaniel's zone blocking scheme, where he was able to quickly get to the second level and lead the way. While he doesn't have the world's strongest anchor in a phone booth, his fast first step off the line enables him to seal off defenders on the backside of runs by getting in position. Williams suffered a torn ACL in Week 14, which has impacted his market. Now, I could absolutely see the Pittsburgh Steelers pulling the trigger on a Connor Williams signing, specifically for a 1-year deal on kind of a team-friendly contract, because it's no guarantee that Williams is going to be ready to play come the start of training camp or even the start of the season, all right? So if he goes somewhere, and I bet he does sign somewhere this free agency, it's going to be probably for a low-level contract, low amount of years, and for a low amount of money. But you cannot deny that he is a good fit for this system that's going to be implementing a lot of wide zone like they do there in Miami. He's a proven veteran, and if he comes back 100%, he is absolutely somebody that can help the Pittsburgh Steelers win a Super Bowl championship in 2024. But now, something that I do want to say about potentially picking up Connor Williams is that if you end up drafting, or if you end up picking him up in free agency, that doesn't necessarily mean the Steelers are just going to completely forget about drafting a center for the future. Say a Cedric Van Pran is sitting there in round 3, or a Zach Frazier in round 2, or even, who knows, what if like Graham Barton is sitting there in round 2? I kind of doubt that one, but, it allows the Steelers to really draft center for value instead of drafting center out of desperation, which is kind of where they're at right now because, I like Nate Herbig, but let's face it, he's probably not a starting center in a wide zone system in the National Football League. So this signing, even though a little bit risky, you only take on like a 1-year deal on a low amount of money. Somebody that if he comes in and plays well, great. He's going to help us try to win a Super Bowl here in 2024. But if not, you can go to the rookie that you end up drafting and kind of go from there. So make sure you guys click that thumbs up icon right now. If you are a real one, you watch our shows, you appreciate the channel, you're subscribed to the channel, all those good things. We really do appreciate all of your guys' support, because without you guys, we would not be able to talk Steelers football every single day for you. So make sure you click that thumbs up icon right now to help this video become the best that it can be. Now, the second player that's been connected to the Pittsburgh Steelers by PFF is Tyler Boyd, the wide receiver, Pittsburgh native, former Pitt Panther. This is what Spielberger had to say about a potential reunion with Boyd and the Steelers. Boyd is a big slot receiver with solid blocking chops in the run game. He rarely ever drops a target and does well to sit in soft spots of zones on key passing downs. However, Boyd posted several career low marks in 2023, and with so many big financial decisions facing Cincinnati, the Bengals may not be willing to offer him as much as other teams looking to upgrade their unit over the middle. Now, I can tell you guys right now, the latest on Tyler Boyd is saying that the Pittsburgh Steelers are still interested in the former Bengal wide receiver, and they would still love to bring him to the Steel City, but they have a set price that they're willing to pay for him, and they are not willing to move off of that number. And they're pretty much telling Tyler, we'd love to have you. Here is the number and the figure and the contract that we're willing to give you, and it's kind of take it or leave it. And when it comes to Tyler Boyd and whether he wants to come back home and try to give the Pittsburgh Steelers a 7th Lombardi trophy. Now, he's certainly going over his options right now. He's seeing what's out there. He's seeing what he can get on the market. But my prediction here is I do think Tyler Boyd is going to end up being a Pittsburgh Steeler. Now, I'm not 100% in that prediction. You know, the Steelers could always trade for a Brandon Ayuk or something along those lines, and Boyd may decide to go somewhere else, willing to give him more money. But I think that if Boyd was going to go somewhere else that was willing to give him more money, he would probably have an offer on the table. It seems to me like he probably doesn't have a ton of options at his disposal. And if you're not going to be making a ton of money, why not make it a passion project in 2024? Go home, play with Russell Wilson, and try to bring a 7th Lombardi trophy to the city of champions, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. If that was me and that was my hometown, that's probably what I would do. Now predict it for me down there in the comments section. Will Tyler Boyd be a Pittsburgh Steeler in 2024? Give me a yes or no down there in the comments section to let me know what you think. Another reminder here, guys, that I put out a mock draft earlier today on my Twitter. You can check that out right here at Jack_Sperry. I also put out daily Steelers updates, channel updates up on there. So I want to appreciate all the people that give me a follow there on Twitter. And then I'm also on Instagram at sparedog.football. Really do appreciate all of your guys' support. Make sure you click that subscribe button if you haven't already. And until next time, here we go, Steelers.